Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tea and Crystals podcast. I am T.
And I'm Crystal.
Now, we had a whole week off. I know. I seen some of y'all in person. I done heard the comments. Y'all like, oh, y'all want to take a week off. Y'all think y'all somebody. Listen, there was a lot to do over the Thanksgiving break. I traveled. There was a whole party that was had. I ain't finna talk too much about it because I don't want y'all in my business. But it was a good time. But before we get into our recap of our breaks, Crystal, how are you today?
I am doing really good. I had a nice little break, just like you said. We got to see each other. I got to see your family. It was a good time to have. We met up with old friends that we hadn't seen in a while. So it was fun all around. I enjoyed my Thanksgiving, and I'm so glad that the Christmas holiday is here.
All right, y'all. Here she go. Yeah. It's finally time. It is time. I'm getting in the holiday spirit. I haven't put my decorations up. I can't do it until December 1st. I can't put no decorations up. But as soon as December 1st comes, that's this weekend, ain't it? It is.
I think
weekend.
so, yeah.
So soon as December 1st hit this weekend, we're gonna be putting up our decorations and getting ready. Look at it. Y'all, look at our little Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
To be fair, this is actually my mom's Charlie Brown Christmas tree because we don't put up like an actual Christmas tree. My mom is very minimum when it comes to, I wouldn't call her a Grinch. Like, she does like the holidays, but she doesn't like to put effort into like decorating for the holidays or anything like that. So I was bugging her for years about getting some sort of tree, and this was her solution. The Charlie Brown Christmas tree. She was so proud when she got this. She like brought it in. She was like, "Look, Crystal, I got a tree." And I was like,
"Girl,
that's a twig, ma. That's not a tree."
I was about to say.
So,
but I love
one year, I do. I love it. One year, I decided to upgrade a little bit, and I went to Target, and they had one of those trees. They were only like this big. It was like a tabletop, probably the same like height as this. And it had pre-lights on it already. And I was like, perfect. So I got little tiny like Christmas balls like this, and I put them on there. And then I got a little star that was really small, and I put it on top. And that has been our Christmas tree every year since then. The lights have now stopped working. So we found old Christmas lights, and we just like wrapped it around and then threw the rest of it behind the tree where you can't see it. And it works. It works. So I get my little bit of holiday cheer. We have like one Christmas globe and one little old snowman thing that doesn't even work anymore. And I put those up in the living room, and I have the tree, and it's lit up, and that's the extent of our decoration. But I'm happy about it.
As much as I ride for Thanksgiving, I have a complete opposite experience when it comes to Christmas. Like, soon as Thanksgiving is over, we putting up the tree, and we putting up a big ass tree. And I don't want no pre-lit tree. Don't give me that. I want a tree that I can decorate myself. Ever since I was a little kid, and it comes from my grandparents. As my grandmother loved decorating the Christmas tree, and my grandparents' house was one of those houses that people drive by for Christmas because they have so many lights. Oh my God, Crystal. I don't think I have any pictures or anything, but for my entire, up through high school and everything, they would have so many inflatables, so many lights. Like, it was gorgeous every single year. And people would come by just to drive by their house and see the lights and stuff. So I'm on that type of time. So when it's my turn, and I'm allowed to do that type of stuff, then, because this place be decked out for Christmas, and this weekend we finna get to it. We got all our decorations downstairs, but I love decorating for Christmas.
I do too, but I pick my battles. Like, I understand not wanting to really do the lights. Neither one of us really want to be out there stringing up lights and stuff like that. I'd rather have someone else do it. But and as far as like the inside decorating, I would love to just go all out. And like, she even sent me this video. It was a TikTok video of this lady who was showing how to hang a garland or whatever but not have to like
Oh.
where it was like the little curtain, shower curtain thing, and then you just you
Mm-hmm.
strung it up and you hang it. My mom was like, because we have a doorway that would work, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do it.
Please do it, because you know we finna come over your house next time.
You're right. You're right.
We're there. So
You're right.
I'm just saying, if it's not on the wall, I'm gonna be a little disappointed.
I'll have to convince my mom to do that. But I pick my battles. Like I get my little bit of decorations every year, and I'm content with what decoration I can do. I would like to do more.
Okay, I know that's right, Krista. I'm gonna pick my battles.
Pick my battles.
Before we get into the show today, I do want to acknowledge the party that was had Thanksgiving week. We had my family was nice enough to throw me a big birthday party. I ain't gonna tell y'all my age because that's too much information for y'all to have out here on the internet. Don't tell me, people. But it was a good time. Crystal was there.
Mm-hmm.
Immaculate. Thank you to my mother.
Yes.
She went above and beyond. Like it was insane. Like she was telling me about the planning, but you know, I'm over here, she over there. So I was hearing about everything, but I wasn't seeing everything. And it wasn't until we started setting up that I saw the extent of, you know, decorations and the stuff she had planned and everything. It to the smallest details blew my mind. Like it was beautiful. And I was just going back through the pictures today because I was looking for we were looking for a greeting card. What do you call are they called greeting cards? The ones you send out for the holidays, for Christmas and stuff? What do you call them?
I think it's just a Christmas card.
Christmas cards? Okay.
Yeah.
When you put your family picture on it and stuff and send them out? Okay.
Yeah.
So Christmas card, we looking for a picture for that. And it was a picture from the party, and I just scrolled back through the pictures, and I was like, this party was the colors, like everything was so beautiful. And so it was just such a full, loving, like I don't think I've been to an event where it felt so loving, so much like a reunion. Everybody looked good. Everybody was happy. Everybody was having a good time. Like, I don't think I've for me experienced something like that before. And I'm just happy that, you know, it was there. And from everything that everybody has told me, they had an amazing time. So I'm very, very thankful for everybody who came, everybody who showed out, everybody who dressed to the nines, because y'all was looking so good. So I had such a good time.
Yes, I agree. It was a lot of fun. Everything was beautiful. Your mom looked beautiful. Your family looked beautiful. Your sister, your wife, good. Your kid, like it was great. I appreciated the blue and like the silvers and the gold, the, you know, winter colors. I just thought everything looked really good. It looked so perfect. So
yeah, you are absolutely right. People look the best that I have ever seen them.
Right.
Honestly, truly.
Yeah.
Like it really shocked me. I don't know what it is, something in the water over there in Virginia, IA, but everybody looking, I don't know if it's what's it called? I can't remember what the shit is called, but everybody was looking goddamn good. Snatched. Yeah. Outfits was to the T. Like, I don't know where they got them outfits from, but they immaculate, beautiful. Thank you everybody who came 100 trillion billion times. And thank you to my wife for convincing me to let this party happen. Yes. Because I said no so many times. I was like, no, we're not doing it. I don't want to celebrate. Because I really don't go up for my birthday like that. I really don't.
I'm the same.
But she convinced me. So shout out to my wife for letting that happen. But let's get into the mess. Okay. It's enough lovey-dovey. And another thing, before I get into this, because the number one thing I heard from family members and friends was, I didn't know you cuss like that. Crystal, I don't do a quarter of the cussing I do on this podcast as I do in real life. Okay? Listen, I am a very respectful person, but when I'm cutting up and kikiing with my kinfolk and my friend folk, They finna fly. They finna fly. So if y'all think I be tearing it down on here, y'all was call me aye aye captain, cause I be cussing like a sailor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we finna get into this thing. We finna cut up and kiki. I'm finna start with an am I the asshole, if that's okay with you, Crystal.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So this one is entitled, Am I the Asshole for Leaving My Stepdaughter's Birthday Party After My Husband Threw Out the Cake I Made for Her? Mm-hmm. Let it settle on you. Let it settle on you, because we finna go there. I, female, have been married to my husband Jeff for a year now. He has a daughter, 12, with his deceased wife. When I first met Jeff, it was obvious that he was struggling as a single parent. For my stepdaughter's birthday, he'd usually get a cake from a bakery. This has been the case since her mom passed away. I thought I'd bake her a birthday cake for her 12th birthday. That was last week as a gesture to show some motherly love and support. Jeff agreed, and he told me that what his daughter's favorite flavors are, and what she likes, and so on. I baked the cake in the flavor she likes and the icing she likes, but one thing was missing, and that is blueberries, and I couldn't include them because I went to the nearest store and they didn't have them. I was running out of time and I couldn't get them, so I ended up leaving the cake as is, thinking it would not be a big deal. The party started and Jeff was busy taking care of everything. He then came into the kitchen and asked to see the cake before bringing it out. I showed it to him and he got so angry when he saw that there were no blueberries on top. He went on and on about how I didn't fully commit to making the cake and that he trusted me to take care of it, and just basically said that he should have ordered the cake from the bakery instead. Ciao. We got into an argument and he ended up taking it and throwing it in the trash can. I was stunned as he said, "You know what? Forget it. I'll get one from the bakery." I blew up and screamed at him. He told me to stop, but I went upstairs, got dressed, and left. He tried getting me to stay, but I refused and went to my parents. He later called and then texted about how I overreacted and hurt him and my stepdaughter by leaving. Also said that I created this situation by not properly making the birthday cake just because I didn't put blueberries on top. I refuse to respond, but my parents say that he's justified since he must have felt pressure from the stress of making his daughter happy on her birthday. He keeps trying to speak to me, but I don't respond. Am I the asshole? Did I overreact? Child. Wild times.
I'm baffled.
Baffled.
Like, you threw this woman's cake that she baked, that she spent time baking for your daughter. You threw the whole thing away. You didn't even give the chance the daughter to see the cake. Like, is this a big deal for your daughter, or is it a big deal to you? Like, I feel like there's more to the story. Like, there's more context I'm missing. Is this a birthday cake that the wife used to make religiously, where her special like ingredient was the blueberries, and that's why it has some special meaning to it, and that's why it's so important? Regardless if that was the case, because first of all, if it was, you should have told her that, to give her the opportunity. Because if you're telling me, oh, my daughter likes this, this, and this, and she also likes blueberry on it, blueberries to me isn't going to be like, okay, I have to have this ingredient. This is a necessary ingredient. But if you told me, hey, this is how my wife used to do it ever since she passed, this is the one thing I've been able to continue doing, even though I get it done through a bakery, we really need to have blueberries. If you would stress the importance of these blueberries, then I'm sure your wife would have tried to better plan to incorporate that. But the fact that you blew up with her, I hate it when people are going to blow up at somebody And then when they get the response that they deserve with them walking out, leaving, blowing up on them, then they're like, I'm so hurt that you overreacted to this situation and you've now left from my verbal abuse. And I just, sir, I'm going to say what Timmy usually says. Divorce.
Come on with it. Come on with it. Like, are you crazy? Are you out of your I spent because I am a great cook.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give myself that. But
Mm-hmm.
I am a horrendous baker.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to make biscuits and gravy the week before we left for Thanksgiving. When I say I made charcoal discs, like they were so bad. And it was only 3 ingredients, and I fucked it up that fast. So I'm like, oh my God, like, because baking is a science. And she spent all this time putting it together. And to get to your question about, did the wife do this? She said that he started doing this after the wife passed. She said he did it since the wife passed. So I don't think that the wife did it. She didn't give that context. It seems like it's something he started as a tradition between them.
Right.
And she thought, I can take it over since I'm stepping into this motherly role. Because they only been married for a year, but I don't know how long they've been dating. And I don't know how long the wife has been, deceased.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give them a little bit of wiggle room there.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, the fact that you took this cake and threw it in the trash can instead of being like, you said I'm gonna go to the bakery and get the right cake. Why don't you go to the store and get the blueberries?
Right. Like, any bakery you go to is going to need more than an hour of note, because you're at the birthday party, aren't you? You're about to do the cake. So instead of being like, hey, we're gonna have to delay the birthday cake for a few minutes, go out and play, while one of you guys runs to the store and throws some blueberries on there, you threw the whole damn thing away. I'm gonna go to the bakery. What? Sir, you're doing the cake now. Like,
insane
so,
behavior.
Yes, like I just, and it's always that person who blows up, and what do you expect, that your wife's gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. You're absolutely right. No, you overreacted. You blew up at your wife, and then when you got the reaction that any sane person would give, now you want to be like, excuse me, I am trying to verbally abuse you here. Like, you're supposed to take it. Like,
yeah, right.
Why are you defending yourself?
And the thing that gets me a lot of the times in these letters is the family members that take the side of the alleged abuser.
Right.
Like, this is crazy. He's treating me. I went out of my way to do what I could for this child.
Right.
And the fact that he didn't even get the child. You know what, matter of fact, before we even continue, there was one comment that kind of summarized the thoughts that we're having.
Okay.
And it also asked some more questions that I think we can kind of leapfrog off of. So this person says, you went out of your way to research what kind of cake your stepdaughter would want. Put in the effort to bake the cake after agreeing with the dad on you baking the cake, and baked a lovely birthday cake. It was just missing one kind of decoration because you couldn't source it in time. He went nuclear and threw out your cake? Yeah, I wouldn't have stayed around after that either. It is childish, vindictive, aggressive, and a hurtful way to deal with what he saw as a less than perfect situation. I know that's right. He seems extremely overprotective of his daughter. She's 12 and would probably love the cake even if it didn't have blueberries. Even if she had noticed and said something, she could have been told that the shop ran out. And at her age, she should be able to understand and then learn to deal with that kind of disappointment. So then he asked a
Yes.
few questions because that is a great summary of how it should have been handled.
Right.
So then he asked, because I feel like these are really valid questions, and these are towards the original poster. Are you pushed aside in other parenting situations as well? And how is your relationship with your stepdaughter? It's only been a year and he's already treating you like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'd reconsider this marriage. I feel like that first question, are you pushed aside in other parenting situations as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I
Because this is the same kind of person who's going to be like, I want you to be there for her. I want you to help me. I want you to. And then as soon as things get dicey or there is a decision that needs to be made, it's going to be, well, she's my daughter. She's
Hey,
my kid.
say it again.
So you want a partner or you don't want a partner. It's not a halfway situation. We're either going to make decisions together with their best interests at heart, or and we're going to discuss it. I understand at the end of the day, all decisions ultimately, law wise and everything, they go through him, but a discussion should be made about things. Like, I should now
Yeah.
be included in these things in some way. If you want us to foster a relationship, I can't do that if I'm constantly undermined or undercut. If they do something wrong and I'm like, you know what, you're grounded, you can't then come in and be like, well, that's my daughter. No, she's not. Because then the child's never going to see me as any sort of authority figure, So, yeah.
This
You
gets
did not
back to
overreact.
my controversial stance on blended families.
Look, more and more, I don't think it's so controversial.
Y'all be cutting up when these blended families. I think
I feel so
I
bad for
don't
her.
know.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I don't understand how these people have these family members or these friends or whatever who are like, yeah, they had a point. Like, in situations like this, I understand if it's kind of all in agreement, like, OP, you're kind of in the wrong, and I'm glad you have someone who can call you out on that. But there's so many of the times where that's not the case, and their friends or family are like, well, you could have,
I could have what?
right.
Stuck here and took that disrespect, took that abuse.
Right.
Because some of these situations,
Especially,
you'd be lucky if I don't put my hands on. I ain't gonna say all that. But you'd be lucky if you ain't got to square up with me. I'm sorry.
right. Especially because, you already had this big screaming match apparently. So people have heard now. But it was me leaving that is embarrassing to you. That's what's you're like, you made the situation where you embarrass me. No, dude, you threw my cake out.
That's the most aggressive part to me. The most aggressive and the most egregious. You took this cake and threw it out because they don't have strawberries on it.
Blueberries.
That's behavior. Like, what if you get a new pair of crispy white Air Force Ones, the 07s, and I accidentally, we running through the airport and I accidentally scuff your fresh, crisp pair of Air Force Ones with my suitcase. You finna beat my ass in the airport? Like, that's where I'm going with it.
I mean, if you were my brother, then yeah, probably.
And you know what? If it was me too, because
I don't think that was a great example. There are some people out there in their shoes, so they might have. I think that was the wrong. People are probably sitting there like, well, yeah. Actually, right. I would have.
You are right, because I'd be ready to fight my own child.
Not my brand new Air Force.
Listen, because a good pair of Air Force, they ain't gonna last you long, no way. And they incrementing $5 every 3 months these days.
Look,
I'm paying $110, $120 for a fresh pair of Air Forces that I'm supposed to be getting damn near every quarter of the year, because they only last you a good 3 months before they get dull and dingy. And who wants anyway? So we're agreeing that this person is not the asshole.
Not the asshole, and divorce.
Yeah, come on, this thing. So, Crystal, what you got for us? I hear you got some interesting nuggets for us this week.
So, we didn't mention this to our audience. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode just to ease all of us into getting back into the flow of things. So, we're not going to do the usual amount of stories we usually do, but instead of doing one big story, I decided that I was going to do a couple of little stories because you guys really love those like Karen-like stories or those entitlement type stories where people are just acting insane about the smallest things, particularly about weddings. So I actually found this article online. And it was about different like brides and grooms that are acting entitled towards their wedding. And so they include, this is all stuff from Reddit. So it's still from Reddit, but they're like, there's some good stories in here. And I'm definitely, I think the next episode, we're going to actually include one of the ones that is a lot longer because it is wild. But so these are some Bridezillas and I guess Groom-zillas is the word. I don't know. Okay, so here's the first one. This looks like a Facebook post, and I'm so mad when I see these screenshots and they have so many comments and they don't include screenshots of the comments. Why? If y'all are going to shame someone because of their ridiculous post, include the comments, please. I need to know. This one said, help, help, help. My sister, who was my maid of honor last week, decided to get a half sleeve on her shoulder, and I only just found out from her boyfriend's Facebook post. She didn't tell me she had any intentions on getting the tattoo when I asked her last year to be my maid of honor for my wedding in March. The dresses we have for them are already chosen and is a one-shoulder dress and definitely not the look I want for my photos. I know I'm being selfish, but she never told me and didn't warn me she was getting it. My wedding is at a manor and has sparkles and chandeliers and the fairy tale look. What do I do? I need advice and help here. I am devastated, and so is my fiance.
Girl, get over your damn self. Like, what are you talking about? What are you even talking about? This girl got a goddamn tattoo. Let her have her tattoo. What you talking about? What does the decor at the event hall have to do with this lady having this damn half sleeve?
Well,
let tattoos. This lady have her half sleeve.
You know, tattoos is the signal to atheism.
Oh, is it?
Remember from that story from last week we did? The diner who was like, the atheists.
Girl, you know my memory.
Wow. It was a short story where she wrote, where she talked about she had an atheist as a server, and she was like, I told them I ordered a steak, and then when they brought it out, remember that
and
one?
Then she changed the order because she didn't want it from. Okay,
and we were like, what does the atheist look like? And we're like, it probably is just someone with some tattoos and piercings and stuff like that. That stuff is not the picture of elegance, according to some people.
Girl, she can bite a brick. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you even worried about this lady? And first of all, who was this lady to her? It was her
sister.
It was her blood sister.
I think so, yeah.
Some of you people, I'll say that, need to stop feeling so entitled to other people's bodies when it comes to your wedding. It's very sick. It's very twisted. It's very weird. Like, it's not normal behavior.
No.
These people do not belong to you for the next 9 to a year. 9 months to a year, you know, for the planning of your wedding. I'm not finna put my goddamn girl, your wedding ain't the only one I'm going to this year. I'm not finna put my life on hold for your wedding. No. And if it's that much of a deal to you, girl, kick me out of it. I don't even want to buy this expensive ass dress. No way. Let me get lit like I want to at this open bar and keep it pushing.
If they
me
have
and
one.
My tattoos.
okay, this one. Did. This one I think is actually a Groom-zilla. It says he made a post that said, looking to borrow a car for my wedding day. Will be needing it from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you. Someone responded, you can borrow my Tesla if you want. They said, do you have a picture? He sent him a picture of it. And the guy said, seriously, a Model 3? Trade it in for a Model X, and then maybe I'll consider. He said, dude, it's just an option. You don't have to be a dick about it. He says, you offered me a Model 3, and you think I'm the dick? He said, bro, it's a nice car. It's brand new. All you have to say is no. He said, okay, then no. Another person commented and said, I'll be out of town, so I can't make it to your wedding, you can borrow the M3 BMW if you want. Showed him a picture. Nice ass car, by the way. LOL, no thank you. Looking for something at least over 100K. It's for my wedding, not my 18th birthday.
Electric chair. Because you know what? This stems from a systemic problem within his family and his upbringing. This speaks to a level of entitlement that deserves a new word in the dictionary. The fact that because and this may be a controversial stance because I don't have one, but I too would have ignored the comment about the Model 3. Don't offer me, first of all, don't offer me no Tesla. What the hell I look like pulling up in a Tesla? They look like smooth stones. Like there's nothing elegant about a Tesla to me.
Right.
They're space AG cool. If I'm taking off on a rocket ship, pull up in a Tesla. Great.
Right.
But I'm going to my wedding. I don't need a bubble on wheels for you know what I'm saying? I don't need that. They don't even have a proper steering wheel, the Model 3. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually kind of, the way he went about it was wrong.
Right.
But generally, I'm with you, sir. Like, don't nobody want that bullshit.
I don't really know. I'm not a Tesla person myself, so I don't really know like the models, what they look like or anything like that. The picture, it looked like a nice car, but my thing is, you're going to your wedding, you want to ride in a nice looking car, but like, are you doing some sort of grand entrance at your wedding where they're going to see you getting from this car? That's my thing. Like, you're not the bride, so you're not coming. It's one thing, I think, if you were a bride and you were coming up and like, maybe it's an outdoor thing, and so that's how you're getting out. That's how you're entering. It's still weird, but whatever. But if you're the groom, like I don't understand that. Why do you need a nice looking car, like at least 100K car, to show up to your wedding? Most people you're probably getting there before everybody else, anyways.
Well, I would think it's for after the wedding when they leave the church.
Okay, you're probably right.
For that. Yeah.
You're right. That makes more sense, because I was hung up on him going to his wedding. I didn't even think about afterwards. So I get that, but again, yeah, I don't understand that. Okay, but this is one of my favorite ones. This person was looking for recommendations. They said, "Hi, y'all." This one line at the end, I can't. He says, "Hi, y'all. As you know, me and David are getting married soon. I will be Mrs. David. Can you believe it? I can't. LOL. I deserve it."
I'm sorry. Hey, yo.
It cracks me up. I deserve it. They said, we are blessed that David's godmother has invited us to have our wedding at her estate in Maine. I'll share some photos later, but it's gorgeous. And it's a historical landmark, which means my wedding is going to be historical.
Oh my God.
Because we are having an out-of-state wedding, which means we will be traveling and staying in hotels, and also because of our honeymoon in Dubai 1 month, I'm asking for y'all's help with some of the wedding stuff. If anyone has experience as a professional photographer, not a hobby, but getting paid as a job, please contact me or David. We need you. This could be considered your gift to us. We would need you to pay for travel to Maine and everything. But I think once you saw where the wedding is at, you'd be begging us for the opportunity. If anyone knows a good caterer in Maine or is willing to travel to Maine who will work for exposure, I'm going to be starting an Instagram soon. Any dress designers out there, I want that one-of-a-kind dress. You need to be professional and talented. I want to feel like a princess. I will post your info in all of the pictures on here and on my Instagram, the one that she's starting. We also need the usual stuff: flowers, seating, music, orchestra, no DJ. This will be classy. I can already tell you our event will get press because of the historic location. Please send me a message if you can help. See y'all in June.
I gotta sit up. I gotta sit up for this because let me tell you something. You know what? Let me put my serious voice on. Let me tell you something, lady. I don't care what it is that's going on at this historic place. I want to let you know, being in Town and Country magazine, Homemaker magazine, uh, t- uh, uh, Green Bean Casserole Monthly. I don't care what those publications have told you, girl. Don't nobody give a shit about your little raggedy wedding. Okay, the fact that you would even come out your mouth or through your fingers, since you probably typed it, since you ain't brave enough to get with nobody on the goddamn phone, to tell somebody that they're gonna get exposure from non-existent press. Because unless you got the New York Times lined up, the Washington Post lined up, Variety, Vanity Fair, Vogue, I don't know what type of exposure you can get to these people, especially if they're not from that area. Who is covering your wedding that they can benefit from, especially if they got to pay their own way to get there to do all the shit that you know what? If you broke, just say that. If you broke, go on down there to the courthouse, have your wedding, save your money up over the next whatever years, and for your 10th anniversary, have the wedding that you want to have. Stop taking advantage of people who work hard, like photographers, like seamstresses, like wedding dress designers, DJs, a full orchestra. You want to work for free? Are you crazy? Are you out your mind? What makes you think that you are so special that you deserve to have all of these things without being able to afford these things? You need to get off the internet. That's your problem. And matter of fact, turn off TLC while you're at it. Because they be feeding some people insane expectations for what a wedding is supposed to be. You can have an amazing wedding for $1,100.
Mm-hmm.
If you stretch that money right, if you get the right stuff and you got the right amount of family that'll help you get there, girl, $1,100 will get you the date of your dreams if you really love the person that you finna marry. Because at the end of the day, all that extra shit is accoutrement. It's extra. You don't need all this stuff to make your wedding day what it needs to be, as special as it needs to be, and etc. Get it together. Y'all have to get. You know what? I'm going to petition to ban weddings. I want an end to weddings. Nobody's getting married until y'all get y'all shit together, until y'all get it right up here, until y'all get realistic about your situation and your circumstances. You don't deserve weddings.
Right.
Cancel.
It's always the people who will call photographers and people who make clothes, seamstresses, all that stuff, play DJs. They're the first ones who tell you that's your hobby, like that's not your job or a respectable business. But they will be the first ones who will be like, but I need you to have like 10 plus experience and be able to make things look like this or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm only gonna pay you like $100 and bring your own food.
Girl, 100 is generous.
Right.
They finna give you $30 and a gift card to Popeyes.
Exactly. They're just like, yeah, I need you to do this this event, because I know you're a hobbyist, like you do this on the side, but I need you to have lots of experience with it as well, and I need you to put all this time and effort into it. But don't worry about getting paid, because I'm going to pay you back in exposure with the Instagram I'm about to start.
I have 0 followers, but you finna get, when I get up to my 22 followers in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna get so much exposure.
So much exposure.
You're gonna be exposed to 22 whole people.
Right.
Did you know that? 22.
No.
And like a third of them are gonna be fake pages because it's Instagram. But you're gonna be exposed to like 13 brand new customers.
Like at least someone's gonna see it. Okay, this one said she included a Snapchat of her text messages. She said, I met this woman once at a wedding when we were both bridesmaids, and apparently the bride told her my gift was generous. So the girl messaged her on text message. She says, "Hey girl, what's up? I got a snap from," oh, I'm sorry, this is the one that was being messaged. She says, "Hey girl, what's up? I got a snap from you, but it got deleted before I could read it." She goes, "LOL, sorry. I don't know why that happens. I just have a question. So someone dropped out of my wedding and I wanted to know if you want to be in it like a bridesmaid." And she put like the emoji with the hearts as the eyes. And the girl goes, "Are you serious? I'm not trying to be rude. I figured you'd ask one of your sisters or cousins. I mean, we've only met once at someone's wedding." She says, "Yeah, I was just thinking because so and so told me how much you gave them for a wedding gift, and it was really generous. And you were her bridesmaid, LOL." And she's like, "I'm going to have to say no, but I wish you and so the best of luck." And she says, "Well, we're registered at Bed Bath and Beyond if you want to get us anything, LMAO." And she says, "When is the wedding?" She was like, "Oh, August, but we have so many people coming, so we can't invite everyone. Sorry."
It was that last line that took me to the moon. It, I, I, I like you. am flabbergasted. First, you want me to be in the wedding because you think I'm finna get you something nice,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, "Oh no, I'm good." And then you're like, "Oh, okay, well you're not invited."
There's too many people
And
coming.
you know what? I don't even know why that conversation even got that far. Because
I
if I only met you one time and I see that you're implying that you only want me in your wedding because you think I'm finna get you something real nice,
mm-hmm.
I either would have taken my usual route and blocked the person immediately, or I would have taken the crystal route and I would have gone to the wedding. I would have had a great time. I would have had drinks. I would have flirted with, whoever was in my vicinity just to make that person mad. Um, and then they would have opened my gift, and it would have been, a stale package of oyster crackers, um, or a can of clam chowder to go with it. It would have
And
been the most disrespectful gift that I could have thought of.
it would have been a thank you for donating to such and such charity
And this is why she's the petty one,
in
y'all.
your
Y'all
name.
see how good that was? Y'all see how good that was? That is so. And it had to be a bullshit ass charity too, like Wallabies, we love Wallabies or something like that. A Wallaby orphanage. Girl, what do a Wallaby look like? Like, come on now. That is
Okay.
so good.
Okay, so this is the last one I'm gonna go, and it's a nice little doozy. This one says, "Hey everyone. So, we are all aware that my wedding is coming in October. I've already sent out all the invitations, meaning most of you have gotten them. Thanks for those who have RSVP'd already. If you have not, then please RSVP by Sunday, otherwise, we're not going to be able to have you. That being said, I would like to announce our gift registry to everyone. To all those coming to my wedding, there are a list of gifts that you can bring. You must choose from the list or consult me first. There are no exceptions. The list includes 1, any KitchenMaid appliances over $350. This does not mean regular kitchen items like an apron or a spatula. I'm talking about their stand mixer, blender, etc. 2,
Okay, I'm sorry.
2, any Gucci or Louis Vuitton purses. Other purses are allowed, but please consult me first. 3, any clothes over $400 from Calvin Klein, Marciano, or Nora's. 4, new floor tiles for the entire house. I know this one is a bit of a stretch, but I'd gladly appreciate it.
A bit?
5, a new car or a new trim for my car or anything in relation to the car.
Crystal,
7,
stop. You're lying to me today. You are lying on this podcast today. No one had the gall to write this.
7, $400 or more in gift cards to any of the following places: Fifth Saks Avenue, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, Calvin Klein, Gucci, Whole Foods, Sprouts, maybe even JCPenney. Other places are acceptable. Please talk to me first. 8. Any Korean or Asian beauty products totaling $400 or more. 9. Any high-class paintings or decorations totaling $400 or more. And 10. A cash gift of $400 or more. So as you can see, there are a lot of things on here. I am expecting everyone to spend at least $400 on the wedding gifts. I'll accept slightly lower amounts as long as you tell me first. Also, everything on here is first come, first serve. Here's a link to the spreadsheet where you can find who's bringing what. Remember to apply early if you don't want to get me a Gucci purse or anything you don't want to get. Thanks, loves, XOXO. Mind you, this was a Facebook post. There was 38 comments. Y'all didn't screenshot a single one of them. And there were 12 people who liked and hearted the post. So I guess someone thought she was justified.
I don't have words for this. I have actions. And my action is to bulldoze the home that they want those new tile floors in, set the new car that they want on fire. If they have pets, I'm calling PETA and claiming they are abusing their pets. If they have children, I'm calling CPS. They don't deserve to have things, period. They deserve to be dropped in the middle of the wilderness. And made to fend for themselves to get in touch with reality.
That would actually be a really good episode.
Of Naked and Afraid.
Not naked and afraid, but I'm like, if you take like really rich, they kind of did that back in the early 2000s with Nicole, with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, where they took these really rich girls and dropped them into they made it very campy later on in the seasons, but that first season was so funny to me. But I feel like they should bring something like that back. Take these really entitled rich people.
You know what they would call it? Bridezillas in the wild. That would be so good. You just, the beginning of the episode is them terrorizing their families, a la this lady.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's a drill sergeant running into the middle of the venue like, get in the van, go, go, go. And she has to get thrown in the van in her wedding dress. It should happen on her wedding day. She's about to walk down the aisle and they just kidnap her ass and throw her in the back of the van. Next thing you know, she's getting dropped head first out of a helicopter with a parachute into the middle of the Sahara Desert. Spiders, lizards, snakes, everything. Random camel going across the Sahara Desert. And she is made to fend with one. I was about to say something that was going to get me canceled. With a water bottle, a fruit snack, and one package of trail mix, and she got to make it to Egypt before everything is said and done.
Look, all the producers who were originally interested in that idea was like, okay, we're going to scale that back a little bit. The general idea of it might be a good idea. Maybe not to that extent.
Yeah.
But I like what you're going with.
But you see where I'm going here. I want this to end in, severe injury and or a revelation. Either one, I will be satisfied.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy. I can't even give my full reaction to that because my brain would literally ooze out of my ears. Like, are you crazy, lady? For what is it? There has to be a tax reason. Because 400 is a very specific number.
Yeah, a very specific number.
It seems like a threshold for something where she can sell these gifts or something or do something with these gifts where she don't have to pay taxes. So she's making like double what she going to get them for 400 and then she's going to double the value and end up with 800 for each. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't know.
This is someone who would invite 500 people to her wedding.
Oh, absolutely. And only have enough food to feed 200.
And we'll call it small and intimate.
Oh.
With her closest friends and family members.
Don't you hate a small and intimate wedding? That is so. Like, why is it 300 people here? You calling it small and intimate, and it's 300 people in this church right now. What are you
With
talking about?
only our closest friends and family.
And I also don't like the weddings where they invite everybody to the church or to the venue that they're having the wedding at, and then it's only a select number of people who are invited to the reception.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I also don't like the vice versa. I don't like select number of people invited to the wedding and then everybody invited to the reception.
Yeah.
If I'm not invited, I'm not invited.
I'm not invited.
I don't want to
Right.
go to nothing.
Right.
Like, why I want to go to why I want to half-ass your wedding? I'ma stay at home. You can tell me how it is. Because somebody gonna have to tell me how that part was anyway. So, ooh, child, the boogeyman behind you all right? They
I
robbing
know.
you?
He had to get in this podcast somehow.
Look, everybody say hey to Crystal's brother. Everybody say hey.
Yeah, say hi to him.
He done made a cameo. Look.
All blurry though.
Now, tell him I say if you finna be on a podcast, be on the podcast. Take that goddamn hood off and take them sunglasses off.
He said if you're finna be in the podcast, you need to be on the podcast. Take your hood off and everything. And the sunglasses.
Look.
He doesn't even go here.
I am weak. Not who he remind me of? Oh, it's a meme out there with the man that had the hood and stuff on. You know what I'm talking about?
Look, for anyone who has recently seen the Netflix reality show of Squid Games, it just came out on Netflix. You know who if you guys want to get an idea of kind of who he's like, 432. 432.
How weak did you got the number? That took me.
432.
And I'm ready to cry laughing. 4.
Oh, you're gonna know. You're gonna know as soon as they come on. 432.
I am weak.
Yes, y'all. That was my brother. His name is Justin. We will definitely be having him on the podcast at some point because obviously,
AKA the boogeyman. Honestly, he came in that camera.
He has expressed interest in wanting to appear. As soon as we figure out how to have guests on here, he will probably be one of the people who comes on here.
Yeah. You know what? I am excited to talk to your brother. I ain't gonna hold you. I have a line of questioning for that young man that is. I'm finna get what do you get, a daytime Emmy? I'm finna get a daytime Emmy from this line of questioning. We are going to have some guests coming in the new year.
In the new year, yeah.
We are going to make some plans and we are going to have some guests because we have had some preliminary conversations about topics that we want to discuss.
Yes.
And there are some controversial things, including mixed families.
Especially
mixed families that we are going to expound upon and dive deeper into and bring on some guests to discuss these topics because there's people that we know that have experience in these arenas. And I am very excited to give all my problematic opinions.
I'm with you. So.
All right, y'all. I had a good time. Crystal, how about you?
I mean, it was great up until the end.
Don't do your brother like that. The audience is. I feel like the audience is finna go up for your brother. They finna be like, "Ooh, who's the mystery man?"
Look,
I want to know the story behind why he came in here with that goddamn hoodie and them sunglasses on. I want to know the story behind it. He wants to control his narrative. That's what he wants to come on the podcast when he's, freshly shaven, freshly edged up. Okay, I get it.
That's probably exactly it. Mm-hmm.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I can relate.
This is just a sneak preview.
It's just a sneak. And you know what? If y'all want to see more of just hit us up in the comments because he would love. If you have panties and or jock straps to throw, because I'm not discriminating. I'm not discriminating. I don't know if you do, but I'm not discriminating on his behalf. Throw him at the screen. Let us know in the comments that y'all want to see that young man and hear his story because I'm sure he has some tales to tell. Okay.
And I'm going to show him that not a single comment was given.
You know. She's going to delete all of your comments just to make sure. Mm-hmm. Well, thank y'all so much for listening to the Tea and Crystals podcast. We are so excited to have you all back with us. Thank you for allowing us to take a week off. We hope that you all are still here with us. Judging from the Facebook page alone, y'all are still here with us. Y'all are enjoying these reels. We are so happy that you all are enjoying them. Please continue to interact with them. Mm-hmm. Comment, subscribe, follow the pages. We are on Instagram. You can find us at Tea and Crystals Podcast. Go show the Instagram love. Go follow us on Instagram. Go show our posts love. You can also find us on Facebook, as I mentioned, at Tea and Crystals Podcast. It be crunk over there. Y'all be going off in them comments. We love to see it. So please go find us over on Facebook. Go on YouTube if you want to see how we react. Half the stories that Crystal be telling, I be on mute. But my face be doing things that y'all want to see. So please, if you listen to the audio version, go see us on YouTube. Watch the videos. Crystal, her face be screwed up too. Y'all will see the shade on Crystal's face. Y'all will see the shade. Because Crystal, she be throwing subtle shade, but it be on her face. We had a whole conversation about facial expressions in the pre-show meeting. Mm-hmm. So go on YouTube, search Tea and Crystal Podcast. The shorts, they call them over there, be going up to. They be in them comment sections. So if y'all want to go have some conversation with people, and comment on what's going on, have some debates in the comment sections of those short stories and also our full-length episodes, please go over there and do that, because they be having a wang dang doodle, and we do respond to y'all, and we will be mentioning you on the podcast when we remember. Go find us on the TikTok at Tea and Crystals Podcast. Crystal takes care of the TikTok. I'm sure the TikTok is doing its TikTok thing. So go over there, comment, like, follow. Whatever happens on the TikTok, go and do that over on our TikTok page. If you would like to send us your business, if you have any questions or comments that you would like to share with us, you can do that at our email address, and that is teaandcrystal@gmail.com. That's teaandcrystal@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you all. Make sure that if you leave us your business, that it is anonymous, so we do not say your name on the podcast, because if you leave your name in there, I will say it, and I don't want to get you in trouble. Speaking of anonymous tips or any questions that you have, also on our Instagram page, our highlighted stories there, you can find the links to our anonymous question portal, where we will be reading your questions on the show eventually. Crystal, do you have anything to say to the lovely people now that we are back in action?
Nope. I'm so glad you guys have continued to join us. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.